In my last tip, I talked about the importance of positioning your business so that clients know where you stand apart from you, or how you stand apart from other photographers. I know it'll be difficult at first to identify, but it's so worth the effort. Now, tip number 5, what are you offering? We're on page 51 of our famous book. Earlier I mentioned that often when I ask photographers what specialty they wish to focus on, I get a response like, I love everything about photography. Now you know by now my response to that statement. This is where your difference will make itself known, and this is where your choice of market will have the greatest influence. This is a step where you'll really need to select your own specialties. Now the mass market is where you try to serve everyone and do everything. The selective market is where you are recognized as an expert in a specialty that you've chosen and one that you're really great at. You may choose the mass market, it's a choice of your own. But I'm telling you, this is a very difficult way to enter this business. You may think it requires less technical knowledge. However, it is quite to the contrary, since you'll have to deal with so much bigger volume of work. Now, your pricing may need to reflect that targeted market, and that includes a wider spectrum of buyers. They have very different level of financial means, meaning you will most likely be on the lower end, the lower scale of pricing. You will need to master many different types of photography to create a generalist brand. Now, how will you get your training? Have you set aside a budget to get all that training and to keep it up to date? Now, how much time and money will you invest in your training? Those are very important questions because it relates to time and money. Now remember that pricing in the lower end, the number of products that you'll have to sell will be much greater, leaving less room for time to train and work on your business. Of course, the other option is to be a little more selective, to be an expert in one of 2 fields. Since you'll be able to focus your energies on being the best in those fields, it'll be a lot easier to develop products that will fit that market. Now here's a story. My good friend Bradford has focused his business so effectively that he has developed a brand of his own. Now his clients, they don't say that they have a portrait on their wall. They proudly say that they own a Bradford. Imagine, that's really branded. Now, he does studio work, family, and individual portraits only, on the same background, using the same photography concept over the last 20 years or more. Now, his product line, it is so limited that he has no problem with clients being confused about what to choose. He can focus on offering the best quality in print finishing because he specializes in this unique offer. Now, therefore, his sales process is extremely efficient and simple. Now, did I mention that Bradford owns 3 studios in the US and enjoys a quality of life that is envied by so many people in this industry? Why? Because of the above reasons that we talked about. He has a laser focus of his business. His exclusive product line fits that targeted market. I invite you to visit his website. Now here's what I suggest. You can always look at what's being done by your competitors, but I need to warn you here. You'll be tempted to use the same product line thinking your clients will want the same. You may be going after the same clientele, but I encourage you to be different because this is what I've been encouraging you to do all along. To select a photographic concept that sets you apart. Why do you have to sell the same products as your competitors? Now, do you know where that will put you? It will put you on a price comparison highway, and the only way to win there is to be the cheapest in town. Is this really what you want to do, to be the cheapest in town? So, from your concept, decide which product will be the most appropriate for your feature, to feature your talent and for years to come. From your concept, decide which product will be the most appropriate to feature your talent for years to come. Will it be strictly color, black and white photography, square format, panoramic? You choose. Will you only deliver your images on a USB drive or any digital medium? It's an option that fits certain markets, like commercial photography, fashion, industrial, any image designed to go to press. But if you are in a consumer market, and by offering only digital files, ask yourself if this is the best way to serve your clients in the long run. Now, how scalable is this business model? How many of these low-cost clients will you need to make a decent living? Now, do the math. It's fairly simple. Ask yourself, can I realistically find that many clients and pay myself a decent salary? Now, look at the numbers on the screen. If you have an average sale of $300 per client, and I know some of you have that and less, you make a gross profit of $150 per client. That's 50% margin. You want a salary of $50,000 per year. That's 333 clients per year, 31 clients per month. Just to pay your salary. You have no money to pay your other expenses, your rent, your equipment, your telephone. You know, this is a powerful reality check. I know selling digital files is a very sensitive subject, and I will dedicate a bonus tip on that issue only. Now, why is selecting a distinct product so important? Because it is crucial to setting up your brand, which, by the way, should be your main concern as we move forward. Now, here's where you may get stuck. Your preconceived ideas on your clients wanting the same products as your competitors will probably stop you dead in your tracks. Challenge you, but remember one thing. They are not buying your products, and they are poor judges of what your clients will want. It's your own way of testing that will make your clients, that will be the right answer. It's your own testing with your clients that will be the right answer to your product selection. If they buy, it's fine. If they don't, then you know what to do. Of course, there has to be a logic in what you do in your product research. It has to be, what type of product will it be? Is it ideal for you to showcase your talent? How about its cost? Its eventual pricing? Is it available readily? The functionality of your products? Does it serve its purpose of preserving the event in time? Now, how long will those digital files last on a DVD or jump drive? You know the answer to that. Here's how I want you to take action. If you have ever listened to marketing or webinars or workshops or any other training session, you may have been impressed by what the speaker proposed. Have you pursued the matter in searching for products which may fit your concept? If you have never invested in training, maybe this will be the one thing that you want to do now to make that desired difference. Now write down your strategy in your success book. Boom! In your success book. Now I invite you to walk with me in this project. You'll see major improvements as we move along. Now in our next step. Now I know that you may be waiting for me to talk about pricing. This is it. We'll talk about pricing. I know it's a sensitive subject, and I promise you it will shock a few of you by what I propose. Some will want to challenge me on that, and that's perfectly okay. If your present pricing strategy does not yield the anticipated financial results, you may want to listen carefully. It'll be on page 54 to 67. It's a long chapter. So we'll see you soon.